Hello there, this is Zeeebo back again with yet another Fairy Tail collab video. So this time around, we're gonna talk about our day one impression for Lucy. So Lucy turns out to be a lot better, and I'll explain why. Because funnily enough, I find Lucy doing quite a fair bit of damage if the battle is able to draw out long enough. This is because, right, for Lucy's kit itself, she's able to summon another body, Aquarius, to inherit a portion of her stats, 100% of all stats and 120% of the HP. So you technically have two bodies doing damage on the battlefield at the same time, and she's able to summon the water swirl to stun the enemy every 10 seconds. So the longer this duo stays on the battlefield, the more aqua swirls you'll get, the more damage output Aquarius can do out with her skill, and the more control and damage Lucy can get from the Star Dress Aquarius form. So Lucy is actually pretty good if she's able to hang around. And it is ironic because for Natsu's kit, you kind of want to kill Lucy as fast as possible so that you get the most out of Natsu. But then if Lucy is better, then you're better off not running Natsu in the team at all, because that way Lucy will just be able to carry your team, because Lucy has damage, Lucy has control. Although the damage output might not be as spectacular as Natsu, but it is, I'll say, in most times, at least for the PvE side so far, enough to clear the stage, right? And with regards to why she's a really good damage dealer as the fight draws out, so what happens is Lucy needs to exist on the battlefield for Aquarius to remain on the battlefield. So if your Lucy dies, Aquarius disappears, right? So if Lucy is there, you got two bodies dealing double damage, and if the energy of Lucy is full and Aquarius is still on the battlefield, you won't cast the active of your ultimate, but you will be able to increase the attack speed of your Aquarius on the battlefield by 80. So this is where you can see you have one Lucy, you have Aquarius, which is Lucy but a little bit stronger when your main Lucy has enough energy. So this is why the two bodies, the damage output from the skills itself, the control from the Star Dress Aquarius form, as well as all the various buff like the haze buff, as well as the Lucy kit, gives Lucy a decent DPS outlook. Okay, I forgot about this part in my previous first recording. So if you take a look at her charms, she's able to strike the target enemy again for damage and grant the caster an extra 10% attack for 8 seconds, stackable up to a max increase of 40% attack. So you can see how Lucy is able to sort of ramp up in damage with all the damage increase from Aquarius having two bodies, and then the attack speed increase together with her own charm to make her a pretty decent overall damage dealer as well. So that's with regards to all her kits so far. So these are all the different charms available to her. I don't have enough resources to get up all the charm set for this account, because like my account owner right here wants to increase the other charms, but the recommended charm is ultimate power and skill power. But from what I can see, I think Mystic should still be a good choice as well, because ultimate power increases the damage output from Aqua Swirl, but I think just getting Aquarius up and Lucy having more haste to spam her stuff should be more than sufficient to give her more damage as well. So that's with regards to my personal take for the charms itself. So that's for Lucy as a damage dealer more than a support. Okay, so right here we have some damage comparisons between Natsu as well as Lucy. So first of all, let's run through my formation first. So first team, this is Lucy's formation, okay? And this is Natsu's formation, okay? Exact same team setup, just a difference in unit. So Natsu's EX15 with the sorcery charm, this is the damage output, okay? Next, let's go into the Lucy one. This is the damage output. So in this one, I think Harald did a little bit less, but the Lucy surprisingly did quite a fair bit of damage, and this is even without the set bonus. So like I am assuming if my Lucy had a set bonus with a higher EX weapon level, which will give you more stats, although this one doesn't actually get boosted too much, I think she should do as much damage as Natsu, at least against Plague Creeper right here. So let's run through the replay and discuss why she can do so much damage. First of all, right, she has two bodies. Like I mentioned before in the introduction, Aquarius is able to benefit from the harmonic spell, which is a very powerful endgame artifact for bossing. So that's that. So you like technically have 2.2 bodies worth of damage, because like you get this harmonic spell buff. So 2.2, 2.3, right, in a sense. And then Aquarius is further buffed by the attack speed buff by Lucy to give you that even more damage of Aquarius as a unit. So you have the Aqua Soul damage casted every 10 seconds. You have Aquarius dealing 100% damage, which is basically Lucy's damage times 2. And then you have the Harmonic Spell buff, which further amps both their damage, plus the attack speed boost to Aquarius for her to hit super duper fast. So this is why over a period of 90 seconds in the Dream Realm boss fight, Lucy will be able to accumulate a lot of damage because she's able to build up and then she's able to unleash the double body damage throughout the whole fight itself. So this is why she did quite a fair bit of damage, even as close as Natsu, who is supposedly the much better damage dealer with the Fire Dragon King mode. Then we move on to the AFK stage side. Okay, so on the AFK stage pushing side, with regards to what Lucy can do, I think I've explained this before. She probably fits into a Iron Almonds control-centric team. And in a 90-second battle, if your team is able to survive, Lucy is able to reach max potential and provide you with that sustain through the shielding, as well as that control as your Iron pulls all the enemies together. Because Iron's AoE allows you to pull everyone into the range of the Aqua Sword to increase the efficiency of the control, and then you have double the body for the damage output, which makes Lucy's damage output quite optimal in such teams right here. So is she a must-have? Probably not, but I think she's a good to have. On top of fitting into the existing control archetypes, I think Lucy as a character should fit into a lot of teams, right? Zoo team is one that I always put on my mouth. We have your Lucy carry team. You can play her as a carry if you really like her, and you have like maybe like your Mauler supports, for example. I think she works there because like she's technically a semi carry with her damage output, and she also has control, so it makes up for the lack of control for the Mauler team setups as well, because like Mauler usually runs Coco, OD, and like Smokey, and they don't have too much control. So you can run body for that, you can run Shamira as a carry for that. So in that same place you can also run Lucy, despite Lucy not matching the damage output of Shamira, but still a pretty decent unit, at least on the PvE side, because of the versatility as well as the utility she's able to offer. So this is with regards to our performance in terms of the damage side. Still okay, obviously can't compare to Shamira in terms of overall damage, but I'll say I have pushed through on auto with this team setup for quite a bit, and I think the idea of Lucy fitting into control centric teams definitely made her viable for the PvE side. Lastly, for the PvP side, I think Lucy is pretty mid so far, at least based on my observation. So I'll break down why is that the case. So like right here we are using like a full P4 team against like a mix of P2 and P3. So Lucy is at Supreme Plus. I figured, hey, maybe the total Paragon stats is balanced out, right? And like we should be able to showcase Lucy's power. So we'll run through the replay here, and I think the biggest problem with Lucy is that she's a slow build up character that is suitable for dealing damage over time, but not suitable for the arena burst meta. Because like, first of all, for her to be at max potential, you need to summon Aquarius. So you are vulnerable to the likes of Lilimi, you're vulnerable to the likes of Control that could prevent her from doing so. That's one. Two, you need to reach your second maximum energy for your Lucy to get maximum damage off the attack speed boost for your Aquarius. So what this means is that the build up is probably until like the 70-second mark, where you're like 20 plus seconds into the battle for you to get the max potential. And for this part, it's not even that spectacular, even if you reach the max potential. And then you have the very last problem, which was similar to Natsu, and that is surviving. So as much as Lucy has this shielding, right here we faced off against the Atalia meta bracket, and I'll showcase the replay and you guys can see for yourself. So like in most cases, before Lucy is able to come online, she just gets sniped off by Atalia. But this could be attributed to the fact that this Atalia is stronger than the Lucy at only Supreme Plus, similar to Natsu. But then like if you look at Lucy's kit itself, right, she doesn't actually have too much of a defensive protection to herself, and pretty similar to Natsu. And this is where like, yeah, you might have a good damage dealer over time, but that's pretty much it, right? There are a lot of damage dealer over time that is better and more suited for arena. For example, Hara. If Hara just goes around, you know, kill enough people, get enough stat boost, you just win the battle from there. And this is why like I feel that the issue with our Lucy over here is you're building a unit which is, I guess, okay, but like okay is not good enough. And if you are putting this unit into Iron Armor's team, either your carry must be a super impactful carry, Last time we had like AoE Ardent Root with damage. Right now we have Shamira for the massive magical damage with the ultimate with HP reduction, and Lucy is just not that one. Like yeah, you have a little bit of everything: control, damage, two bodies, but when you put everything together, it's like jack of all trades but master of none situation. For Lucy, at least on the PvP side, a little bit too slow. Damage is not the biggest, and the control is not the most spectacular. So that's what I want to conclude for the PvP side, at least based on day one testing. So that's pretty much it with regards to the Lucy testing in general. Personally speaking, I think Lucy is slightly better than Natsu in terms of flexibility. On paper, Natsu should be better as a damage dealer, and I think for this part we need more days to test, but that's pretty much it for our day one impression for Lucy Heartfilia, the Celestial Spirit Mage from Fairy Tail. Thank you very much for tuning in. Do remember to like and subscribe to see more. I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys!